throwing it in my face. If this is what you want to do, go ahead and do it. Stop throwing it in my face. All right. I just left you 2 months ago. Stop throwing it in my face before I kill a nigga. That's what I'm telling you, because that's what my mom said.
Philadelphia police have identified a suspect in connection with a deadly shooting inside a North Philly barber shop. 44-year-old Armand Hilton is wanted for murder, robbery, and related charges. Police say he shot and killed Natifa Wade inside a barber shop on Lehigh Avenue on Saturday afternoon.
I snap on him because I look at you different. Why the f*** did you worry about my baby mom? I don't give it. Yo, if you ever was to talk to nigga, she'll tell you that.
I would never talk to that bitch. That bitch ain't on my level. She ain't the fuck nothing to me. And she never been in my circle. She never been around me. I didn't know that bitch.
And you've been bringing it up. So now I'm going to give you what you want. I'm going to touch you again. I'm never physically going to hurt you. You married this, I'm blowing this head off on everything I love. I'm going back to prison.
What would you do if someone stole your entire life's work while you were locked up, then blocked you on social media and flaunted your money with another man?
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, sweetheart. Don't worry about it, sweetheart.
October 7th, 2023. Armand Hilton gave his answer when he walked into a Philadelphia barbershop and shot Tiffany Wade dead in front of their son. But before you judge him, you need to hear what she did to him first. Because this isn't a story about domestic violence. This is a story about betrayal, greed, and the oldest rule in the book. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. And Tiffany Wade was about to learn that lesson the hard way. Because while everyone wants to paint Tiffany as the perfect victim, the truth is far more complicated. Armand Hilton wasn't just some random boyfriend. This was a man with serious money and serious connections. Back in 2002, he was involved in kidnapping a teenager for $50,000 ransom. We're talking about someone who operated at a completely different level than your average street criminal. When Armand got sent to prison, he made a decision that would ultimately seal both their fates. He trusted Tiffany with everything: properties, businesses, investments. His entire financial portfolio went into her name while he served his time behind bars. And what did Tiffany do with that trust? She took every single dollar and built herself a whole new life. The social media posts started flowing like water. Designer bags worth more than most people's cars, luxury vehicles, exotic vacations, business after business opening up under her name. Tiffany wasn't just spending his money. She was bragging about it online like she was some self-made success story. But here's the kicker. She didn't just take his money and disappear quietly. She blocked him on social media, divorced him while he was still locked up, and got herself a whole new man, all while continuing to profit off the empire he had built. When Armand got out of prison, he expected to come home to his properties, his businesses, his share of what he'd left behind. Instead, he found out there was nothing left for him. Tiffany had liquidated everything and was living her best life with another man spending his money.
I've decided that I'm a good person and that I deserve good things to happen to me. And therefore, I've decided that I'm going to pamper myself as much as possible. I'm going to look for as much fun. I'm going to look for as much fulfillment. I'm going to look for as much ease. I'm going to follow my ease. I'm going to follow my bliss. I'm going to follow my flow. I'm going to follow the good feeling. I'm going to let the good times roll. I'm going to have a lot of fun. I'm going to hang around with people that are fun to be with. I'm going to look for reasons to feel good.
According to sources close to the situation, Armand tried to reason with her. He wanted his properties back. He wanted some kind of arrangement where he could rebuild his life. But Tiffany, she wasn't hearing any of it. The social media posts kept coming. More bags, more cars, more success stories. And each post was like a slap in the face to the man who had made it all possible. Tiffany would post inspirational quotes about building your empire, about success, about overcoming obstacles. The irony was lost on no one who knew the real story. She was talking about building an empire with someone else's foundation. One of her posts read, "I really used to dream about being an entrepreneur on the beach with my computer, making money while on vacation in a bikini, and I am here doing it."
She grew up to do many things. She went to college at the age of 17, became a registered nurse at 20. She's done hair. She sold edible candles. She sold t-shirts, business startups, tickets to events, Kisses open mic, Kisses pop-up shops, Kisses pool parties, networking events, TLC, Kisses Zooms, Kisses kitchen charitable contributions and self-motivation only adds to how special of a person she is.
I've been holding in my good news because everyone is not genuinely happy for you. Today makes a month since I bought my freight truck. Life is great. But whose money bought that truck? Whose connections made those business deals possible? Tiffany was taking full credit for success that was built on Armand's sacrifice and investment. And Armand was watching. Every post, every celebration, every dollar being spent. The street started talking. Word got out about what Tiffany had done. In certain circles, this kind of betrayal doesn't just slide by quietly. When you take everything from someone and then flaunt it in their face, there are going to be consequences. But Tiffany seemed to think she was untouchable. The posts kept coming, the lifestyle kept escalating, and the disrespect kept growing. What she didn't understand was that she was dealing with someone who had absolutely nothing left to lose. Before we get too deep, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you find value in these discussions.
Cheers to 2022, guys.
I like more than jets, I like more than sex, but nothing in this world. I like more than checks. I don't need to be any done. Roll up, bitch, need a son. I got hands in the coop. Listen at the roof.
The war with all them stores, and all she needed was Fendi. Girl, bye. I cursed her, the man out and everything. And then Neiman's was so nice.
Tiffany started posting things that would drive any person to their breaking point. She wasn't just living off his money, she was mocking the situation. The most infuriating part was that Tiffany started posting motivational content about loyalty, consequences, and karma. The woman who had betrayed someone's trust was lecturing people about integrity on social media.
Stop trying to get back to the old you. She doesn't exist anymore. What you've been through, what you've experienced has changed you. You're different now. You're wiser, you're much smarter. You understand people differently now. Your worldview has changed. You're also not into the same things anymore. Different things excite you now, like expanding your creativity and connecting with God, and expressing yourself out loud is now freeing. You are not the same person anymore. You've changed and you've grown. You are a whole new you, and it's time you start to accept her.
The warning signs were everywhere, but Tiffany wasn't paying attention. She was too busy living her best life to notice that she was playing a deadly game. Then something happened that pushed Armand completely over the edge. Tiffany didn't just remarry, she started posting about her new relationship. Pictures with her new man, celebrations of their life together, all funded by the money she had stolen from her child's father. The man who had trusted her with everything was now watching her build a fairy tale romance with someone else using his resources. Every romantic dinner, every vacation, every milestone in their relationship was essentially being paid for by Armand's sacrifice. And she was posting about it like it was the most natural thing in the world. The breaking point came when Tiffany started posting cryptic messages that made it clear she knew she was in danger, but she wasn't going to back down. These weren't the posts of someone who was scared or remorseful. These were the posts of someone who was doubling down on their decision to keep everything they had stolen. The messages started getting darker. Friends and family noticed that Tiffany was hinting at being in a tumultuous and dangerous situation, but she wasn't naming names or asking for help. She was almost taunting the situation. People who cared about her tried to intervene. They told her to give him back what was his and move on with her life. But Tiffany had gotten too comfortable with the lifestyle his money provided. She wasn't giving up anything. Meanwhile, Armand was getting more desperate and more dangerous. He had been released from prison with nothing. No money, no property, no business to return to. The woman who was supposed to hold everything down for him had left him completely broken. And every day, he had to watch her celebrate the life she had built by destroying his. The threats started coming through third parties. People who knew both Armand and Tiffany were trying to warn her that she was pushing a dangerous man to his absolute limit. But Tiffany wasn't backing down. If anything, she seemed to be enjoying the power she held over him. She had everything. He had nothing. And she was making sure he knew it every single day. Audio recordings surfaced of Armand completely losing his mind, and these messages revealed just how far over the edge this situation had pushed him.
I snap on him because I look at you different. Why the f*** did you worry about my baby mom? I don't give it. Yo, if you ever was to talk to nigga, she'll tell you that.
I would never talk to that bitch. That bitch ain't on my level. She ain't the fuck nothing to me, and she never been in my circle. She never been around me. I didn't know that bitch.
And you've been bringing it up. So now I'm gonna give you what you want. To touch you again, I'm never physically gonna hurt you. You married this, I'm blowing this head off on everything I love. I'm going back to prison.
Prison didn't scare him anymore because she had already taken everything that mattered. But Tiffany kept pushing. More posts, more celebrations, more flaunting of the wealth she had stolen. She was playing Russian roulette with a loaded gun, and everyone around her could see it except her. October 7th, 2023. A regular Thursday afternoon in Philadelphia. Tiffany decides to take her son to get his haircut at a barbershop on the 2500 block of West Lehigh Avenue. Just another routine day in what she thought was her perfectly constructed new life. What Tiffany didn't know was that Armand had been tracking her movements. He knew her routines, knew where she would be, knew when she would be vulnerable. And on this day, he had made his decision. Around 1:45 p.m., witnesses inside the barbershop noticed a man walk through the front door. The atmosphere immediately changed. You could feel the tension in the air as Armand Hilton stepped into the shop, his eyes scanning the room until they landed on Tiffany. She was sitting there with her son, just waiting for a haircut, a normal moment in what she thought was a normal day. But the moment she saw Armand, she knew her past had finally caught up with her. Witnesses later described seeing Tiffany try to shield her son as Armand approached. She knew what was coming. Armand pulled out a gun in front of a barbershop full of witnesses, including his own son. He aimed it at the woman who had destroyed his life. Tiffany fell to the floor, her body lifeless, from gunshot wounds to her head and torso. The entire barbershop erupted in chaos. People were screaming, diving for cover, trying to protect themselves and the children present. Armand had gotten his revenge, but at what cost? His own son had just watched his father take his mother's life. Armand fled the scene immediately, leaving behind a trail of devastation that would destroy multiple families. Police arrived within minutes, but it was too late.
Police are looking for this man who they say targeted his victim, shooting him at point-blank range. He's seen walking up to the barbershop on the 5900 block of Germantown Avenue, then running from the scene. It happened at 1:15 in the afternoon, Thursday, April 6th. Police also released video of the getaway car allegedly used in the murder, the silver Pontiac Bonneville.
Armand Hilton remains a fugitive to this day. There's a $20,000 reward for information leading to his arrest, but he has vanished completely. Some say he's hiding in Philadelphia. Others believe he's left the country entirely. But one thing is certain. He got exactly what he said he would get, his revenge. The children are the only true victims in this story. Tiffany's son will carry the trauma of watching his mother die for the rest of his life. Tiffany's friends and family held a balloon release in her memory, remembering her as a loving mother and successful businesswoman.
To the family and to the friends of the family of Natifa Tiffany Wade, there is no loss greater than the loss of a human life. There is no pain greater than the pain of loss of a human life. Family, what we're going to say on 3? Kisses. As the doves circle to find their way home, your loved one, Miss Tiffany, is already home.
1, 2, kisses!
The social media posts are still there. The designer bags, the luxury cars, the inspirational quotes about building your empire. But now they serve as evidence of the deadly game she was playing. Every post was a taunt. Every celebration was a slap in the face to the man who had made it all possible. Her own words came back to haunt her. Every storm is not a test from God. Some storms are from the choices you made. Tiffany Wade learned the hardest lesson possible. When you betray someone who has nothing left to lose, you better be prepared for the consequences. She played a dangerous game with a dangerous man, and she lost everything. The streets don't forget. Loyalty means everything. And when you break that trust, when you steal someone's life's work and flaunt it in their face, there are going to be consequences. Armand Hilton is still out there somewhere, a wanted man living with the knowledge that he destroyed a family over money and betrayal. Tiffany Wade is gone. This is what happens when greed meets desperation, when someone pushes the wrong person too far. The game is over, and everybody lost. So that's it for today's video. Stay safe out there, and I hope these stories help you recognize warning signs and encourage you to seek help or offer support before